Hello and welcome to Lovely English Stories. Thank you for stopping by. This story is for advanced English learners. Ready? Well, let's get started. The history of the NHS. The National Health Service, NHS, is one of Britain's most significant post-war achievements. Established in 1948, it revolutionised healthcare by making medical treatment accessible to all, regardless of wealth or social status. Its creation marked a shift towards the welfare state, embodying the ideals of fairness, equality, and universal care that had gained traction during the Second World War. Before the NHS, healthcare in the UK was fragmented and often expensive. While there were charitable hospitals and services for the poor, many people relied on private doctors or had to pay for treatment, which left large sections of the population without proper medical care. For the working class, illness could lead to financial ruin, as they had to choose between paying for healthcare or going without. The dire situation was compounded by widespread poverty and poor living conditions, especially in industrial areas. The idea of a national health service gained momentum during the war, when the government recognised the importance of a healthy population. The Beveridge Report of 1942, which laid the foundations for the welfare state, called for comprehensive health services for everyone. This vision was championed by Aneurin Bevan, a Welsh Labour politician and the then Minister of Health, who saw the NHS as a way to ensure social justice. Bevan believed that good healthcare should not be a privilege for the wealthy, but a right for all. When the NHS was launched on the 5th of July 1948, it faced considerable opposition. Many doctors were wary of the idea, fearing that a nationalised system would reduce their independence and earnings. The British Medical Association, BMA, resisted the reforms, with a significant number of doctors initially refusing to join the NHS. However, Bevan managed to win them over by allowing doctors to continue seeing private patients while working within the system, ensuring their professional freedom. Despite these early challenges, the NHS quickly became a beloved institution. For the first time, people could see a doctor, undergo surgery, or receive life-saving medication without worrying about the cost. Hospitals, general practitioners, and specialists were brought under a single umbrella, creating a unified system that prioritised patient care over profit. This was a monumental shift in how healthcare was delivered, with the government assuming responsibility for the nation's health. Over the decades, the NHS has faced numerous pressures, from financial constraints to rising demand due to a growing and ageing population. Advances in medical technology and treatments have brought about new challenges as costs have soared and expectations have increased. Despite these issues, the NHS remains a symbol of national pride, regularly ranked as one of the best healthcare systems in the world for its accessibility and quality of care. Today, the NHS continues to evolve, adapting to the changing needs of the population while upholding the core principles on which it was founded, providing healthcare that is free at the point of use, funded through taxation, and available to all. It stands not just as a healthcare provider, but as a representation of Britain's commitment to equality and the well-being of its citizens. Now, let's go through some of the advanced English vocabulary we have just read in this story. Let's start with comprehensive. Comprehensive means complete and covering all necessary aspects of something. For example, the Beveridge report called for a comprehensive health service to serve everyone. To evolve. This verb means to develop gradually over time. For example, the NHS continues to evolve, adapting to the needs of the population. Fairness. Fairness is the quality of being just or equitable. The NHS was built on the principles of fairness, ensuring equal healthcare for all. Foundations, or the foundation, is the basic underlying principle or principles or structure of something. For example, the Beveridge report laid the foundations for the welfare state. Funded. Funded means provided with financial support. The NHS is funded through taxation. Labour. In the story, or in this topic about the NHS, Labour is a political party in the UK. Labour can also mean to work, and Labour is the Workers' Party of the UK. A Labour politician championed the creation of the NHS. Numerous means many in number. The NHS has faced numerous pressures over the decades. Opposition means resistance or a sort of expressed an expressed action or argument to something. They are opposed to something, against it. There was significant opposition to the creation of the NHS from many doctors. Principles are fundamental truths or propositions that serve as the foundation for a system. For example, the NHS was built on principles of equality and care for all. Privilege. Privilege is a special right or advantage available only to a particular group of people. For example, Bevan believed healthcare should not be a privilege reserved only for the wealthy. The wealthy are the rich. Constraints. Constraints are limitations or restrictions. Financial constraints have always been a challenge for the NHS. Core. Core means central or most important. The core principle of the NHS is to provide free healthcare at the point of use. Embodying, or to embody, means to represent or express an idea or quality. The NHS stands as a system embodying the values of equality and social justice. Momentum. Momentum means the strength or force gained by a series of actions or events. The idea of a national health service gained momentum during the war. Fragmented means to be broken into smaller, separate parts. Before the NHS, the healthcare system in the UK was fragmented and inconsistent. Monumental means of great importance or significance. The creation of the NHS was a monumental shift in how healthcare was delivered. Revolutionised. This verb means to completely change something, and usually for the better. The NHS revolutionised healthcare by making it free for all. Practitioners. Practitioners engage in a profession, usually medicine. Sometimes they say practitioners rather than a doctor. So, general practitioners, GPs, were brought into the NHS under a unified system. Reforms. Reforms are changes made to improve a system. The NHS was born out of reforms designed to create a fairer healthcare system. Regardless. Regardless means without being affected by other factors. The NHS provides healthcare to everyone, regardless of their financial situation. Representation. This means a symbol or expression of something. The NHS is a representation of Britain's commitment to social welfare. Soared or to soar means to grow or rise rapidly in size, amount, or degree. So now the costs of medical treatments have soared due to advancements in technology. Upholding or to uphold means to maintain or defend something, especially a principle. For example, the NHS continues to uphold the values it was founded on, such as universal healthcare. Wary means to feel cautious or uncertain about something. Doctors were initially wary of joining the NHS, fearing a loss of independence. Provider. A provider is a person or organisation that supplies something. For example, the NHS is the primary healthcare provider for the UK's population. We do have some private hospitals, but they are incredibly expensive, and most people do go via the NHS. Ranked or to rank means classified or placed in a particular position in a list. The NHS is regularly ranked as one of the best healthcare systems in the world. Status. Status is a person's condition or standing in society in the story. The NHS ensures access to healthcare regardless of a person's status. To undergo. To undergo means to experience or be subjected to something, often medical. For example, patients can undergo surgeries and treatments without worrying about the cost. We hope you enjoyed this advanced, lovely English story and the vocabulary explanations. Thank you for stopping by, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Join the Lovely English Stories community and become a member and support our channel so we can continue to keep making these videos for you. Or you could get productive and check out our language learning productivity packs over on Etsy. But don't forget to use code YouTube10 and you'll get 10% off. You can find the link in the description box below. See you soon!